Good day. Today's subject is the Matrix. Does it exist? Let me share with you my perception. To me, the Matrix is a system of mind control that most of the population is subjected to without even knowing it. Does it sound scary? It should, because it is. Indeed it is. One should ask, but who needs to control the population? Let me share my view. We live in dark times, and people who can see through the lies can also see that our human civilization is enslaved and controlled by the more advanced civilization, let's say X. Civilization X runs both the visible parts of the control system through human agents, globalist organizations, together with a secret invisible control system called the Matrix. So the Civilization X is very advanced and has advanced psychotronic technology, artificial intelligence, and devices to establish control of our civilization. It treats us humans like we treat cows on the farm. They feed off our energy. Is it starting to sound even more scary? Indeed. But this is the fear that the courageous, brave freedom fighters and truth seekers should overcome in order to reach the other end, the freedom that we all dream of. Is there any proof? Someone can ask me. The first proof. This is my personal experience and conversations with hundreds of people who believe it is real and who think they experience the effects of the Matrix influence on themselves. They experience it every day. The second thing is that there are more than 100,000 targeted individuals who suffer every day from mind control and attacks way more advanced than ordinary citizens have. Invisible control is more obvious to them, and it is often paired with covert visible control. Check their websites and experiences. Anyway, I'm not here to convince you, but rather to share what I know and unite people who are on the same page to fix it together. The Matrix is a huge supercomputer that manages human minds through AI-type programs. Most likely it works through the internet, satellites, cell towers, personal computers, mobile phones, physical and etheric implants in our body, and other technologies like maybe nanobots that I admit I don't know. And of course, this supercomputer is managed and software is made for it by sentient beings, maybe aliens. The purpose of mind control is to keep humans in a mind box, doing only what is allowed and not doing what is not allowed, just like in school. But all the instructions are passed not externally by someone else, but rather using thoughts and feelings that are injected into people's minds with advanced psychotronic technology. This technology can also read your thoughts and emotions efficiently and constantly in order to create a prison for your mind based on your character, your weaknesses and your traumas. These injected thoughts should sound natural to you, so you don't reject them, but rather just accept them. A big part of our thinking process is managed by the Matrix. Once again, advanced technology, the Matrix can read and write thoughts and emotions into your head. It sounds bizarre for some people, But if they start checking their thoughts and writing them down at least for a day, they can clearly see whether these thoughts work for them or against them. Okay, this is quite clear, but is it really true? I can't easily prove it, but I can help you find traces of these injected thoughts and emotions by describing the popular sneaky programs that the Matrix runs, so as to make you weak and unhappy. The concept is very similar to the concept of ego, which makes people unhappy by exercising unreasonable egoism. Very few know the real answer to what the ego really is. Ego overrides the natural, reasonable behavior of a person, getting this person constantly in trouble. To some extent, I can say that the Matrix is the network that controls individual egos. I need to say that the symptoms I want to describe below are not only caused by the Matrix as a psychotronic branch of control, but that they are also caused by esoteric programming and cultural programming. But still, the technological part is huge in human conditioning and is much more responsive to the current moment. So nevertheless, I'm giving you the examples of where the Matrix play its part in injecting destructive, unreasonable thoughts in people's minds. Number one example how that happens, so you see what I mean. For example, in close relationships, sometimes people are hurt and then they think it's the end of the world. They start making unreasonable plans to break up forever and never talk to each other. But then they figure out in today's time that it was a minor misunderstanding and nothing to worry about, really. This is an example of how the Matrix is inflating negative emotions aimed at breaking close relationships. It inflates a small accident into a major issue unreasonably by focusing a person on this as the main and the only matter, and injecting anger and sorrow for some time until the person decides that he can't handle it. Another example. Some people want to acquire good habits that seem easy to start, like waking up early, doing some exercises, watching a video to improve their health. But somehow it doesn't happen for years. So the actual mechanism is when you try to do something, take care of your health a little bit. So you have all the hundreds and thousands of reasons of not to. Suddenly you have a bad mood, suddenly you remember you need to do this, or you remember to do that, or you need to have some rest, or you need to think about something else, or you do another thing. So constant distraction until you forget about the thing that you actually need to do, take care of your health. This is a number two example of when the Matrix is keeping you away from taking care of your health. And another example. Let's say you want to make peace with your kids and you tell them simple things about how to have a friendly relationship, but they're constantly turning into monsters, never listening to what you say and doing everything you hate to keep you off the point of calmness. It can be another targeted attack from the Matrix. It doesn't want humans to have good relationships within a family. Does it sound just like normal problems that have nothing to do with the Matrix? Think deeply. If you put effort into living your happy life and doing the right thing constantly, why does it take years to achieve any decent results? You see? Because the Matrix is working hard against your dreams and blaming it onto you. That's the evil intelligence, my friends. This is an unwelcome truth that we must integrate to move further. Another example. Remember some people you dislike without a good reason in your life for every small thing they did. Can you feel sometimes there is no reason for it, literally? Can you remember these illogical emotions, spikes of anger and irritation? The reason can be that these people were about to bring positive change into your life, and the matrix was working against it, inducing anger, unreasonable anger and irritation. Let me just give you another example. Do you remember emotions coming out of nowhere and that you can't control, such as anger, fear, disbelief, sadness, whatever? Anything that shuts you down from doing something that has bright prospects. And again, the matrix doesn't want you to be happy. That's why it's happening. Another typical example is if you remember a lot of fun and joy stepping onto the wrong road or acquiring a bad habits, somehow when you do the wrong thing, you get a lot of enthusiasm and energy, and the matrix is giving you green light to join all the degenerate models our society offers to us. And you get all wind you need in your sail to follow the wrong track. Another personal attack from the matrix is the non-stop feeding of negative emotions to a person, such as fear, anger and low self-esteem, together with negative thoughts like nothing is going to work, it always fails, I'm useless, I have bad luck, etc. All of which are causing us constant depression. This is the basics. However, the matrix is not just injecting thoughts and emotions into your single mind. It cleverly crafts collective situations to break apart all good relationships people build based on everyone's habits, traits and weaknesses, because it can read their minds. How to combat this influence? It's very difficult. To start, you need to monitor your thoughts and learn to see when they are not yours. Then take only your thoughts, which can be quiet and counterintuitive to your usual behavior patterns. Another thing is we need to almost fight to keep our relationships in a good state. It's a constant job because the wind blows in the opposite direction. The matrix works against all your normal relationships. They're not just there for granted, you need to work on them and protect them. It becomes a big job just to have a good normal relationships.